Stop everything you're doing right now. Listen carefully. You think you are fighting a loud enemy, but the war is happening in silence. The person who constantly drains you, twists your kindness, and leaves you feeling worthless is not acting randomly. They are using a precise, dark psychological blueprint. You've been manipulated because you believe in the lie of emotional honesty, making yourself predictable. The hunger for validation is the invisible chain that keeps powerful minds enslaved. It makes you beg for scraps instead of taking what you deserve. Every time you explain, defend, or apologize, you hand them the exact intelligence they need to break you. Machiavelli warned us centuries ago that the system stays in charge by keeping people peaceful, obedient, and in the dark. You don't need enemies when your own emotional vulnerability is working against you. Your goodness is being used against you, turning your loyalty into a weapon. The only way to win is to stop being background noise and start being someone people move for. Today, that ends. You will learn the hidden counter-strategy, the Machiavellian methods that transform you from a victim being studied to a force that cannot be read, controlled, or even touched. If you are ready to rip the blindfold off and stare straight at the ruthless truth, drop this affirmation in the comments right now. I refuse to surrender my mind. Welcome back, warrior. Look around you. Most people are mentally fragile. One insult breaks them. One failure destroys their confidence. One rejection makes them question their worth. They've built empires on sand because they've ignored the foundation of all power, the mind. Machiavelli understood this truth centuries ago. He said that the one who cannot control his own mind will forever be controlled by others. That's why the real battlefield of life isn't fought in boardrooms. It's fought inside your head. True control doesn't come from the outside. It's born within. The goal of the master manipulator is not conflict. It's control through emotion. They collect your emotional data like a weapon, using guilt, shame, and your need for approval as the leash. This video isn't about comfort or peace or positivity. It's about control, dominance, and unshakable mental strength. Because the truth is, in this world, people are either predators or prey. The calm control the chaotic. We are applying the dark intelligence that separates survivors from victims. You must stop thinking survival is about being liked. It's about being aware. You will learn 3 core laws to become impossible to manipulate, impossible to read, and impossible to break. Law 1, psychological disguise, hiding your weakness and control points. The narcissist's secret trap begins the moment they know your boundaries or your true emotional state. You have been making it easy for them. The world doesn't reward raw truth, it exploits it. What you share becomes a tool for someone else, and what you hide becomes your weapon. If you are visible and predictable, you are controllable. A. Your pain is their intelligence. You share your struggles, your fears, and your vulnerabilities, mistaking this exposure for connection. You're wrong. You are giving away ammunition for free. Your emotions are information, and the manipulator collects that emotional data like a weapon. If you reveal that you are healing from abandonment or show your wounds in the wrong rooms, you give them the blueprint to destroy you. Your pain is sacred. It is yours, not a currency to be spent on comfort from people who only pretend to care. When you expose your emotional wounds, they learn your triggers. When you let them know your ambitions, they learn how to block them. This information is the key to your mind. Never let them trace your pain. Once they know what hurt you, they start watching you like a specimen, testing your reactions and gauging which words sting. Vulnerability is a trap. It is a luxury you cannot afford. B. The fortress mind and calculated opacity. To defeat the emotional puppet master, you must build an emotional fortress inside yourself. Your goal is to become unreadable, a mystery they can't decode. Power lives in mystery. The less people know, the more they fear and respect you. Calculated opacity is the art of revealing nothing while observing everything. When people know half the story, they fill in the blanks with their imagination. And that imagination, it controls them. The mind that cannot be read becomes the mind that cannot be defeated. You must protect your inner world like a fortress. Conceal intentions. Never reveal your true intentions. The moment people know what you really want, you lose leverage. When people can predict you, they can prepare for you, they can block you. They can beat you before you even make your move. Machiavelli once said, "A wise ruler should never reveal all his intentions." Guard truth. You don't need to lie. You need to select, to choose what is revealed and what remains hidden. Not everyone deserves to know your mindset, and not everyone is worthy of your struggle. Your private life, your next move, your real intentions, protect them like a treasure. The mask. You must learn to operate behind layers. Let your calm face hide your strategy. You must appear calm when you are plotting, and appear harmless when you are sharpening your blade. Appearance rules perception, and perception rules power. When people don't know whether you're weak or strong, angry or calm, lost or in control, they hesitate. That hesitation becomes your weapon. Drop this affirmation in the comments. I am unreadable, unpredictable, and unstoppable. Law 2. Emotional sovereignty, eliminating the nice guy syndrome. The greatest threat against you is your own kindness and your willingness to tolerate emotional violations. You must reject the nice guy role because people don't respect nice guys. They use them. Weakness is like a smell. It attracts the wrong kind of people. The rage revelation and the apology trap. The moment you lose your temper, you lose the game. Anger is truth serum. When fury takes control, your mouth becomes a confession booth. Every grievance you've silently endured, they all come pouring out like poison. The person who triggered your anger isn't your enemy in that moment. They're your interrogator. They've just discovered the fastest way to extract your deepest truths. Your anger becomes their remote control. Rage makes you predictable. The powerful feel anger but never show it. They process fury privately and respond strategically. Furthermore, you must stop apologizing. Every apology is surrender. It is a permanent entry in a record that will be used against you for the rest of your life. You are building a reputation as someone who can be conquered and will always yield. You are not building relationships. You are building a reputation as someone who can be conquered. Selflessness without boundaries is the silent killer of authority. Systematic consequence and unshakable composure. You must reject the victim mentality. Your response to disrespect cannot be proportional. It must be disproportionate. This creates psychological impact. Others see that disrespecting you has real costs. When someone disrespects you, you don't argue or explain why they're wrong. You simply demonstrate through your actions that disrespecting you comes with immediate and severe social consequences. Enforce boundaries. Boundaries are the mark of a ruler of self. They are not negotiable. When someone crosses a line, the speed and clarity of your response matters more than the severity. You must enforce them swiftly and silently. You don't warn people multiple times. You don't give second chances to the same behavior. Forgiveness without consequences is submission. Command composure. When someone attacks you, you must remain unmoved. You absorb the hit like stone absorbs rain. You let their words bounce off you and let their aggression exhaust itself, giving them silence where they expected war. Your stillness is dominance. Calmness terrifies the unstable. Machiavelli taught that a ruler must appear calm because rulers who showed too much emotion invited manipulation. Drop this affirmation in the comments. My calmness commands power. Law 3. The scarcity principle, making your presence a privilege. The final layer of defense against the manipulator is making yourself indispensable and valuable. Constant presence kills respect. When you are always available, you become background noise. Your energy becomes cheap. A. Strategic absence and unpredictability. You must introduce scarcity because it is the only currency that never loses worth. You must pull back and stop being so available to increase your worth. Disappearing is how you gain relevance. Psychological imbalance. Strategic withdrawal creates a psychological imbalance. When your availability was guaranteed, their mind expected a pattern. When you stop, they panic. Absence breaks the illusion of permanence. It reminds them that your presence isn't guaranteed and that you could choose to stay gone, which terrifies them. Timing. Absence must be strategic, deliberate, and timed to maximize the psychological effect. You become more influential in your absence than you ever were in your presence. Let people wonder where you are and what you are doing. When you're scarce, you're valuable. When you're everywhere, you're nothing. Unpredictability. Predictable people are powerless people. To dominate, you must be strategically unpredictable. You must train yourself to act without visible motive. Vary your schedule, switch methods, and rotate approaches so that no one can map your habits. The less they know about your emotional state, the more unpredictable you become. B. Building irreplaceability and leverage. Your goal is to shift from being optional to being indispensable. You must make others depend on you. This is achieved by building leverage, not by being likable. Competence. You must be so undeniably good at what you do that replacing you would cost more time, money, and risk than keeping you around. Be essential, not replaceable. Leverage. Your real security doesn't come from loyalty. It comes from leverage. Know their motivations, weaknesses, and ambitions. Dependency is invisible chains. When you hold them, people move how you want without even realizing it. This is how you build security in an insecure world. Drop this affirmation in the comments. My absence amplifies my power. You now possess the dark intelligence needed to dismantle the manipulator's game. You have seen the truth. Emotional vulnerability is their gateway, and constant availability is their guarantee of control. You learned that psychological disguise is your armor, that composure is dominance, and that ruthlessness is ice-cold emotional discipline. You are no longer the one who apologizes. You are the one who enforces consequences. You are no longer the one who chases. You are the one who creates scarcity. You have the blueprint to transform from someone who reacts to life into the architect of your own reality. The world will test your new strength immediately. They will try to pull you back into chaos, but you now understand that your mind is your fortress. The question is not whether these laws work. They have controlled human behavior for thousands of years. The question is whether you have the discipline to apply them consistently and the courage to become the person you're capable of becoming. The world will break you unless you become ruthless. I will not break again. If this video cracked the illusion of safety and politeness for you, take action now. Like the video to honor the knowledge you've gained. Share it with someone who is tired of being ignored, underestimated, or powerless. And subscribe to the channel. Join the circle of men who don't just want to feel good. They want to become powerful and respected. We don't teach motivation. We train strategy. We will keep sharpening your mind until no one can use you again. Now, seal your decision one final time. Write this affirmation in the comments. My mind rules everything.